All right, let's get this party started. So somebody sent in the Discord a very serious situation. It might be. I have honestly no idea. We've been talking about a lot of these kind of serious situations, so I was gonna bypass this one. But I mean, this guy's name is Weegeepie. I thought his name was Weegeepie, but I just can't spell. So I'm like, and then I looked him up. He's got 2.5 million followers. He plays Mario or something. This is him. Weegeepie. He's 19 now, if this is accurate. So, okay, interesting. Apparently started making videos 7 years ago. 2017 was 7 years ago. He was 12? Is that right? Wow. Anyway, apparently there's some allegations against him from this guy Toastify. He's got a little collection here. We've seen him. He made those tipsters videos. Those were funny. It was a good watch. So, I guess give him a follow, and let's check this party going. Wow, that was incredible. Let's just go.
A document numbering... In May of 2024, a document numbering well over 100 pages was published, making serious allegations
I don't read, so...
of grooming, pedophilia, and other acts of sexual deviance.
Well, this guy's 19. There might have been inappropriate behavior, but it's going to be a hard sell for me. It's going to be kind of hard.
It was the culmination of a concerted effort to expose disgusting behavior that has been supposedly going on for 5 years.
Oh my god, but he's 19, isn't he?
And its subject is Weegeepie, or Lucas, a French YouTuber with over 2 million subscribers.
Is the age accurate? Is this guy really 19 as of today? I mean, come on. What could he have possibly done?
It's startling how someone who just started out reposting clips from the SMG4 animated series ended up riding the wave, taking one idea of Luigi playing games from a video 11 years ago and copying the entire style over and over again to make videos with tens of millions of views and, until recently, a loyal and consistent fanbase. But
hey, I mean, listen, man, whatever works, Weegeepie.
that has all changed following the circulation of this utter depravity, and Weegeepie's attempts to bury the story by responding on an obscure second channel or banning people to call him a pedo in his comments don't...
I mean, it's getting a hard sell here. This is the guy here. He's 19, apparently. I mean, can somebody confirm? It just feels like there's no way. Is he really 19? So young.
make him look better, and that's probably because even
These look like wieners.
he knows how degenerate, sick, and manipulative his own words make him look.
Shit, brother. Well, I'm pretty degenerate too, so we'll see what we got.
Without further ado, I give you the Weegeepie files.
Uh-oh. He's a Ouija file. A Luigi file. This is also very confusing. This better be serious, because the tone of this video is very like, oh man, this guy fucking, you know, beat up a dog or something, but worse. His balls or something, you know what I mean?
Whilst the Weegeepie channel has almost 200 videos, information about Lucas as a person is hard to come by, mostly because
probably because he does, Luigi is like his avatar, you know? A bunch of PNG YouTuber weirdos, you know? The guys are weird. Show your face. Show your face right now. Show it.
because during almost all of these videos, Lucas is playing a character. It's only thanks to this document that we have a glimpse into Lucas's personal life, and the brief look that we get is not pretty, as Weegeepie's earliest relationships show him bragging and flaunting stuff that no teenager should really be doing.
Like what? Would he have a Rolex?
His first documentary relationship began in 2019 when he was 14 dating another 14-year-old girl.
Oh, okay, cool. 14?
In 2021, when they were both 16, Lucas's first documented predatory action was committed, allegedly
What'd he do? Fart on her?
bragging about getting nudes from a 12-year-old girl.
Oh, that's not good, brother. That's not good, brother. Why would you do that? How do we know that? I can't even read this. I'm not French, and I'm not going to translate that. That's not good, brother. What are you doing?
Messages are in French, but have been translated. She's so hot. She's not 12 years old, it's impossible. But it's the first time I sent my to someone else than you.
What the fuck, dude? Well, maybe he's just a Sneeko fan. Sneeko says it's okay, you know?
Wait, but finally someone that goes further. This lines up with a 12-year-old girl who spoke out about Weegeepie back in late 2021.
Damn, dude, what are you doing? That's a tough spot, brother. I mean, I guess technically that's not pedophilia. You know, again, I like to operate with the DSM-5 version of what that word is, which is somebody who is 16 or older. The age gap is 5 years or greater. And they've had a persistent sexual attraction to somebody of like that age gap. That's 13 or younger. That's another variable. The person, the victim, I guess, has to be 13 or younger. And they've had a persistent attraction to them, right? So this isn't technically that, but it's certainly extraordinarily inappropriate. I mean, it could be predatory. It's extraordinarily inappropriate. I mean, you're at that age, at the age of 16. This is one of those things. Is like there's a reason like you can't like technically according to DSM-5, you can't be a pedophile if you're under 16. And the general reason for that, I think, has a lot to do with it being considered a behavioral problem. So like if you're a 15-year-old having inappropriate interactions with like a 10-year-old, generally from a mental health perspective, you look at that as a behavioral issue more than anything else, like a lack of like a parental issue. And it's really like 15 and like 16, that's like the cusp. So but let's say more of like, okay, if you have like a 12-year-old or an 11-year-old that's like doing inappropriate things with like a 6-year-old, you would consider that a behavioral issue because their parents aren't setting proper boundaries. Like the Duggar situation, where they have their kids being basically adult figures to the other kids, and you know that creates like an instance that would turn into what did turn into like full-blown pedophilia. But it's certainly extraordinarily inappropriate, and there needs to be some kind of intervention in there, you know?
Sharing messages discussing sexual diseases, soliciting nudes, and just straight up sexting. And you gotta remember, 2021 was Weegeepie's peak. This is the time when he was getting his most viewed videos. His responses to this being exposed at the time were shrugging off the situation, threatening legal action against a 12-year-old, and eventually enlisting someone to manipulate this girl into a false confession.
I usually just trip for 12-year-olds when they're running inside the Walmart. I laugh when they fall.
Sorry, tell him you faked it. If you don't tell him you faked it, this is gonna go really bad. I beg you to tell him before it's too late. This is very important. You have to tell him before something very bad happens for me. If you don't tell him, I'll never forgive you. Please tell him. Tell him it was fake. Tell him you made it up because you were angry. Please. But I would call myself a liar. I told him everything. I don't know what to do. Then he'll tell me why I'm defending you. Would you rather call yourself a liar without any consequences, or not call yourself a liar and make me in huge trouble? If he asks you why you're defending me, just tell him you were angry, and that you faked it, and that you feel sorry about it because I was nice to you always. Hey Weegie, I already solved your problem. Hehe. Thanks. Now don't add her on this account. While some may try and point out that Weegeepie and this individual were both minors at the time,
I'm not a pedophile. I'm 15. I am not an adult. I'm 15. Well, you don't have to be an adult to be a pedophile, but still. So was he 15 and 12? It's still, it's very, what's going on with this person's parents?
A 12-year-old and a 16-year-old sexting is pretty unacceptable.
This is 15 here. I wonder if that's true. But like, what's up with the parents? I mean, this really is like a clinical issue at this point, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, this is a very young person having extraordinarily inappropriate interactions with like other young people. It's not like the same as like an adult doing it. It's still very wrong. It's just kind of like, where's the intervention here? Like, what's going on? Where's the mom? What is mom and dad doing? Like, what's going on there?
Regardless of whatever legal things are put in place, Lucas may not have been an adult yet, but the maturity difference between these two is so significant. In fact, it's even greater considering that at the time, Lucas had already lost his virginity, which leads me back to Lucas's IRL ex.
I didn't lose it until I was like 19, dude. Jesus Christ.
And the next situation. According to this screenshot in 2021, Lucas bragged to another individual about having video recordings of doing sexual acts with his girlfriend when they were both 14.
I don't care about that. Oh, I think he's just establishing that the person had sex, so they have like an heightened level of maturity at their age. Maybe.
In another screenshot, he said, "I don't know why I care. I still call BS. I have proof."
Maybe. I mean, like, I don't think it needs that. I don't think that he needs to have a heightened level of maturity if he's 16. You know, sexting with a 12-year-old is already pretty bad. I don't think we need to do more to prove that he's more mature. But I also doubt that two 14-year-olds doing it is going to be like, you know, they're probably just fucking mashing it. You know what I mean? I can't imagine that's going to like drastically increase his maturity. Maybe. I don't know. It could. I don't know. When I first had sex, it was horrible. I was terrible at it. You know, I don't know if that necessarily is a huge pivoting point of like, oh my god, he's so much more mature. Part of it because he has sex. Well, I think it's just because he's 16 and that's pretty big, you know. But maybe I'm just wrong about that. It's kind of like splitting hairs at this point.
Proof. Not sure you want to see that though. What type of proof would you have that isn't considered child? Nothing. Lucas's ex would also get into contact with the creator of the document.
I think the bigger issue, maybe not the bigger issue, but one of the things that exacerbates the problem here is that not only was he interacting with somebody like younger, but he seems to brag about it, and that's the that's not the problem, all of its problem. That's very strange behavior, you know. Like, I don't understand why you would be bragging about this type of interaction. It just seems really weird. Like, you'd think you'd understand that that's very wrong. And so again, that calls into question, like, what's going on with the parents? Why, like, what happened in this person's developmental cycle?
And confirm that this happened, even stating that they still had the clothes that they wore during the incident. And again, it's pretty apparent that this isn't normal. The idea of losing your virginity at 14 and recording it is pretty awful, because being introduced to something like that and having an archive for it that you can look back on any time will have an insane psychological effect on someone growing up.
It's called a dentist system. Okay, so sorry.
And as you'll soon see, it ended up exactly as you would predict. Sometime after Lucas and his ex broke up, Lucas began trying to get in contact with 2 more girls. At this point he had turned 17 years old, whilst both these girls were 14. Lucas's ex tried to get into contact with these girls and warn them of what they were falling victim to, but soon became the victim of a threat from Lucas himself. The messages again are in French, but have been translated. Hello? I don't bother you too much. You're really looking for saying things on me like that. Bad stuff on me. You really want me to beat your ass up, right? You're the one who ruined my life, asshole. If you want me to send you to the hospital, I absolutely have nothing to lose. If
What the fuck?
I hear one more time that kind of you're really gonna regret it this time. Do absolutely not mess with me. I've been staying long enough.
If you keep fucking with me, I'm gonna give you a real shiner, pal. This is the kind of energy that I'm getting out of this guy.
Without doing in DMs with one of the girls, he would add on and say this. What is she saying? I'm gonna kill her. That's the ex I was talking about. I'm genuinely gonna kill her. Excuse me, are you doubting me now? At this point, I'm just gonna put her to the hospital and end my life afterwards.
Wow, that's a little intense there, Luigi.
I can't
Daisy, run.
believe she had the audacity to say that. She's the one that kept doing to me and driving me insane, while I was too kind to literally forgive her every time and not do anything about it. And she dares it was me.
Sorry if I'm a little bit shaking. Well, I have really bad stomach pains right now. Okay, so I'm really sorry. Don't mind me though.
I'm this close to going to a house to beat the out of her. And in this final screenshot, he instructs this girl to send his ex a message, saying, "It's your last chance before I you up."
Jesus Christ. This guy might be abusive. What's going on at home?
In late October of 2022, Weegeepie began dating another girl, this time another 14-year-old whilst he was 17.
Yeah, not a big fan of that. I feel like that's not too good. Inappropriate. Wouldn't call that predatory again, necessarily. Inappropriate. Inaprop, some would say. Inaprop, buddy. Another question. Where's mommy daddy? What's going on with that?
Again, whilst the age gap on its own could be debated as not being predatory, Weegeepie's history of interactions with minors makes that less believable. In their 2-month relationship, the 14
I don't think it needs to be predatory for it to be inappropriate. I don't think things have to be like predatory to be wrong. Got to get that out of our heads, you know? Like, we got to understand that there's levels to these things. We could say 17 and 14 is sussy baka without us having to be like, oh, it's predatory. It doesn't have to be. We don't have to try to make it predatory either. You know what I mean?
18-year-old stated that she was uncomfortable with Lucas's behavior, and he would send her audio of him moaning. She said, "When we talked on Instagram, it's like his personality completely changed. He wasn't sweet, but became really bold. We used to sext. I was fine about it because I thought we're far away and can't physically do anything to me. But sometimes things got a little uncomfortable. Like he told me to bait over his pics, told me to moan for him, called me mommy so I moaned for him, and when I refused, he moaned for me. On some occasions, Lucas would beg this girl to take pictures of herself for him, and when she refused, he again threatened to off
I'm gonna kill my... Oh, Jesus.
himself. The girl's limit was reached when he began sending pictures of himself half naked, as well as a picture of his penis and more voice messages.
After some days, I don't remember after how many days, my memory sunk out of nowhere. He sent me pictures of him shirtless. I was scared and uncomfortable, so I told him not to do that again, and he agreed. So sorry, I don't have the pic in conversation. Wow, how ugly was his tits? So he got scared. What the hell? Thank you for the $2 from Sleepy Papa. Do you think politics are a joke now? I mean, yeah, Donald Trump's a fucking joke, so of course.
Messages of him moaning, and she would cut him off in December 2022. I was drawing and he sent me a message on Instagram and told me he wanted to send me pictures or nudes, and I refused. But after like 30 minutes, I checked Instagram again and he sent me 2 pictures and 1 voice message. The first picture was him sitting on his chair, only thighs part, with only underwear. The second picture was just blurry dark pink, and the voice message was noises of him getting off. I was super scared, and without hesitation, I deleted the whole conversation and blocked him on Instagram. Weegeepie's next relationship would be one of the most depraved actions he's ever done. After breaking up in late 2022, Weegeepie's next relationship was with a girl that he had met via Roblox and soon solicited nudes from. It was initially presumed that she was 15 years old, but a handful of Weegeepie's friends soon found out that she was not 15, but had actually just turned 13.
Oh, Jesus. And how old is he at this point?
Having been 12 years old when they first met. You know, if you keep talking
Is this when he was 18?
with her, it'll come right back to your face, especially if it's with someone you had a relationship with. She's 13, she's too young. Really, leave her. You're putting yourself into
Hold on. Okay, so this says 2022, so he would have been 17 right now? Yikes, dude. What is wrong with this guy? What is up with this? There's like a weird, consistent pattern of young people. This is definitely, my professional opinion as nothing. I'm raising the glass here, guys. Just raising up the desk. I want to stand up so I can get my gas out. Sorry. Very unprofessional. Cut this out. Editor, cut out that breaking in the thing to chat. Yeah, I mean, this honestly could potentially turn into something very bad. in the future. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Let's continue.
Don't ignore me, I'm serious. I'm not ignoring you. What do you want me to tell you? Duh, nothing. Just stop talking with a 13-year-old kid that sent you nudes. Now, any normal person who realized that someone had lied about their age and that they were actually much younger than previously thought would immediately cut them off, especially if they're a 13-year-old who sent you nudes.
True.
But Weegeepie, as you may have already figured out, is not a normal person. He made it seem as if he had broken
Yeah, he's Luigi.
up with this girl and cut her off, but in reality, he kept dating her for over a year.
Jesus Christ.
You can see this message here where he feigns cutting her off on the 12th of December 2022, and yet just a few hours later, you can see flirty messages and
So he cut her off because she was too young when she was older? Interesting, buddy. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay.
images of toys. Now, there is some confusion about the girl's age because the screenshots we have are definitive proof that Weegeepie knew she was 13, but she says that she had just turned 12 when they started dating, but with nothing to back it up considering Weegeepie deleted all his DMs with her.
Well, 13 and 18 is obviously extraordinarily inappropriate, so...
For the sake of safety, we're going to go with the age that Weegeepie absolutely knows because we have proof for it, but I think it's worth mentioning. Weegeepie, for most of his relationship, was 18, dating and sexting a 13-year-old. What the fuck? Bye. Bye, good girl. Don't daddy makes me want to stay even longer.
Bye, good girl. Ew!
Princess, good girl. According to the girl and the DMs, he also received nudes from this 13-year-old and seemingly kept them despite knowing her age, as well as sending nudes of himself. So he sent Weegeepie nudes and he kept them. My question is, did he say that he got after them? Yes. He literally did it on call with his whimpers. Oh, he has my nudes too. Yeah.
Wow, my wife would love it if I gave her a whimpering audio, but, you know, she's not 12, fortunately. I'm just kidding, stupid. Sorry.
Yeah. No, like on the files. With my nudes, I saw a girl that wasn't me. I just offered to let him see me shower and he said yes to see me a lot, but at the start of the relationship, he wanted to see me myself and would beg me to let him see me naked and shower. I was uncomfortable showing him, so I said no a lot. He begged me so much, to the point I just showed him. He would only beg until he got tired or I showed him. I didn't know what to say. He mentioned that I lied about—
Well, everybody knows that the best way to get consent is by begging until somebody breaks down and gives in. That is the most consensual thing you could ever do. This is fucking crazy.
my age and said I was 15 to him at the start, but when like nudes back and forth continued, he definitely knew like a week or 2 weeks into nudes or before, and the nudes stopped this month, like 3 or 2 weeks ago. Additionally, Lucas also sent pictures of his face and himself shirtless, which I'm censoring.
Dude, you look look at this guy. Ew, dude, what are you, a baby? What are you sending that out for? It looks like he's fucking balding, dude. Lucas looks like a grown man. What the fuck is happening here, buddy? What's going on? Is this his hairline? I'm sorry, I don't mean to make fun of this guy, but also, who cares?
Because putting it in will probably get this video a privacy complaint. But of course, it gets even worse. During one conversation in late December 2022, Lucas makes an explicit expression to meet up in real life with this 13-year-old.
What is that, tit fucking dick hole whore? What is that? Whore starts with a W, sorry, my bad.
And do sexual acts with her. Do it and keep on going until your arm hurts. I want to do it with you. I can't call, baby. I'm sorry, I can't. Rip. I can't. What? I love you so much. Me too. I just want to. Come here, babe. I can't. I can't. Soon, don't worry. No, explain. I want to live with you. Well, me too. I asked 2 months ago, you said you can't. I can't, though. I'm so confused.
That might be because they're a literal child. It's very, very interesting. Very interesting. I'm really curious about this person's intentions, but it does seem like age is a factor, considering how young they consistently are going for younger people.
Well, I don't know. See? Nothing. Just come here, I don't know. I hate it here, I can't, I love you. But you're coming in a month. Maybe. What do you mean, maybe?
A whole month? It only takes me 2 seconds.
I'm sorry, I love you so much. It's hard for me. At one
Wait, she's gonna be visiting him? What the fuck? That's crazy.
point, Lucas, the 18-year-old, allegedly sent her a hotel
Lucas, the 18-year-old, that's funny.
for them to meet up at. Was that him telling you to go there if you were to go to him? Yeah. She also says he wanted to babysit me. Ew, what the f? Like, because I would have gone with my dad. Like, he planned it all out. It's worth noting that the reason there aren't so many DMs
Babysit? Like, did he explicitly say babysit? This guy actually, I mean, I'd have to see the explicit babysit stuff, but this guy actually might legitimately, like, really like kids a lot. What the fuck?
for a year-long relationship, it's because, as we mentioned before, Weegeepie cleared all of his DMs with this girl, but you can still see her array of messages. They clearly had a relationship. And from what has been archived, it looks like—
Thank you so much for the 19-month medium guide. I heard Sneeko was their best man. Incredible stuff. It is incredible stuff.
it's enough to condemn such disgusting behavior. Again, I don't want you to forget this. Lucas was 18, the girl was 13, and they were in a relationship for over a year. This is insane. Whilst Weegeepie was dating and sexting a
Dude, I'm gonna actually
13-year-old,
throw up in a minute.
he also got into a relationship with another girl. Thankfully, this individual was only a year younger than Lucas,
Hold on, let's see.
dating and sexting a—
Whew.
Whilst Weegeepie was dating and sexting a 13-year-old, he also got
Yeah.
into a relationship with another girl. Thankfully, this individual was only a year younger than Lucas,
Alright, he leveled up.
being 17 whilst he was 18, but Lucas's actions don't improve. Haha, would you still want to sex if I was your cousin? I mean, I would.
Okay. What is up with this fucking guy? What a sex if I was your cousin? Why?
I love you too much. There's also these messages, which I'm not going to read, and also these voice messages, which we thankfully can play, but, brace yourself.
I want to shower with you. Nah, it's okay, it's okay.
By this point in the
What the fuck was that? What the fuck is up with this guy?
timeline, Weegeepie's relationship had been going for a while, but was being impacted by previously discussed victims coming out with their experience in early 2024 via documents. These rumors made the girl contemplate cutting contact with Lucas, and when he got wind of it, his method of response would be threats and manipulation. They will bully me. No, because
I mean, what else can you do? And people are trying to expose you for being a fucking animal, potential predator. All you can really do is lean into that predatory behavior and threaten somebody.
you're going to block them. You're still lying right now, I swear to God. Is that an excuse? They won't bully you because you're going to block them. You're not on my side. I am. Then do it. Can I just make an account? Absolutely not. To talk to you? No. Please? I won't fall for that. Do what I said or I'm breaking up with you and I'll expose you alongside everyone else. I am not taking this lightly. I'm even thinking about taking this to court. This is literal harassment. If you don't want to do it, that obviously means you're on their side. Eventually, she left their relationship.
I mean, what do you think you're taking him to court for? He has to know that he can't really do anything in court, and that it's just like a scare tactic, although maybe he's just that stupid.
But that only seemed to amplify his unhinged behavior. He would go as far as to try and blackmail her with threats to take this to the authorities. So, I send this all to the
Nothing scarier than blackmail, guys, okay? Sorry, this is a little racist joke.
authorities. Very easy to find someone with all that suddenly. All of this is private information that I can give to the authorities to track you down. We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
That's not what he says. He says we can do this easy way or the jarred way. Okay, that's even scarier. Gerard way. That guy was scary. Not bad. He had a decent voice though.
Told you this 2 days ago. Your IP. More than enough for the authorities to track you. My parents.
Oh my god, he's trying to get their pee now.
Me and the Weegeepie company have no choice but to turn you into the authorities. You have committed a serious crime and shown no sign of cooperation to better handle the situation, as we have with. We have a massive amount
With what?
of your information in private. IP address, email, name, and state, which we will provide to the authorities along with the proof of your crime.
Yeah, I got this 12-year-old's information. Arrest them, officer. What was the crime? Telling people that I tried to get I actually got pictures of their tits on my phone. That's their crime. Fucking incredible. They were sending me child porn. That's pretty fucking disgusting. Don't you say, officer? Arrest them. Take them down. Arrest them, officer.
You have less than 24 hours to respond to what will be your absolute final chance
Arrest
to
him,
cooperate
officer.
before we take it to the authorities with no coming back. Relay this to her. Lol, thanks. I have her address, details, name, and everything. Not that the authorities can't find anyone without these. It'll just make their job much.
This is clearly a very well-intentioned, well-meaning message to this 13-year-old or whatever. It's not a threat. Okay? This is a normal thing.
Easier.
Oh.
We're giving her one chance to converse like we have.
What the
I won't
hell?
be taking this lightly, especially when I'm innocent. Seemingly agreed to just drop it. I still don't know if that's bullshit as I'm at the hospital. Can't trust my parents at home. As I said throughout this whole thing of false pedo accusations, you'll have done nothing but give me enough evidence about pure harassment. As more and more people rolled in with their experience of how Weegeepie used them, Lucas became desperate, as it would be only a matter of time before his running list of online partners read up on what he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Individual, a 15-year-old, dated him in around March 2024, and testified that Lucas got him to constantly defend his name with alt accounts and comments. And if you didn't already expect it, Weegeepie also had a sexual relationship with this individual, getting nudes from them whilst they were again 15. As of today, Lucas is rumored to be dating another girl, a 16-year-old known online as Saya. Weegeepie is 19 right now. However,
Well, again, 16 and 19, not a huge issue with, but this guy, there's just something very suspicious about this guy's behavior. I don't know. I mean, this seems to go past just and like, listen, I'm just a fat fucking YouTuber, so what do I know? But this seems to go a bit further past just like a bit of inappropriate behavior. There seems to be, at least the way that the information is presented, there seems to be something a little bit deeper there. Well, first and foremost, some of these age gaps are insane. There is a lot of manipulative and threatening language in there. There does seem to be some, I mean, if this whole babysitting thing, if they were explicitly like, I want to babysit, I don't know, there seems to be some language that could potentially contribute to this individual having an attraction to younger people. I don't know for sure. He might just have like a huge issue, like a behavioral issue. It's hard to tell, but like there's definitely some. I wouldn't doubt that this blows up and turns into like an actual huge thing.
However, it was far more difficult to find this account, as Lucas was hiding on an alt account on an anime Discord server. Hushmush, a former friend of
Anime? Which one?
Lucas's and the main spearhead behind the documents, noticed that this account used memes and emojis that Lucas would have regularly used, and Lucas's IRL friend Cake Noob was also on the server.
Cake Noob? Incredible.
It wouldn't take long before another individual confronted this account, during which they admitted that they were Weegeepie. I often look into usernames of people for fun, and I promise
That's your idea of fun?
not to tell. This you? GG, you're the first one in the entire server to align the dots. There's allegations about me. I legit told him they're false. Well, I mean, you were dating Saya and you were 19. That in itself is something, man. From there, users found Lucas and Saya having matching profile pictures from the hit horror incest game, The Coffin of Annie and Lele, and then found Lucas voice
Yeah, the cousin thing. Incest game. What the fuck? What is happening? This guy's a weirdo, dude.
starting a meme on an upload of Saya's channel, credited under the pseudonym Lulu.
Ma'am, I think you need to— What the f— Are you 12?
My stupid more life, you bad.
Lucas
This guy seems like he might like a lolicon. He might be a Vosh enjoyer of Ausch.
didn't try to hide any of this by this point, flaunting his access to a YouTube analytics and posting comments under her videos responding to people calling him out. On May 13th, Saya responded publicly saying that she had broken up with Lucas. Yet, from a quick look at her following list, it was clear that she was still following him on one of his Twitter alts. Despite her vehement denial that she's not with Weegeepie, he would join her server again on another alt account a few days later. On April 19th, 2024, a channel named Weegeepie Alt, later renamed to simply Lucas, was created. And on the same day, it posted a video titled, Weegeepie's Debunk Response to the Allegations. We're not going to go over this in detail because it's outdated. It was made before most of the allegations mentioned in this video were even published.
Oh, well, shit. Which allegation was it specifically referring to then? Just the 13-year-old one?
And it mostly addresses claims that were too flimsy for me to cover. I will say though that the almost silent operation released in this video is so weird. A 2 million subscriber YouTuber, instead of releasing his response in a place where it can be seen by the most eyes, instead decides to publish it via a small, obscure alt account.
I mean, that's not uncommon. People will do that. You would say some people do it because they don't want to muddy their main channel with like controversial stuff. But there's also an argument to be made that people are doing it to keep it away from like, their actual audience. You know what I mean? It depends on what you're doing. I mean, this is quite an accusation, so it seems more like he's trying to keep it away from his actual audience.
Something about this already seems off.
Ooh, excuse me.
The comments are turned off. That to me is a bad sign. Because
Oh my god, it's Chud Logic. This guy's crazy. He's not really crazy. I'm just want to puke.
if you were innocent and certain in your innocence, why would you not leave comments on? Because you debunking everything, I would imagine.
Maybe. I mean, again, it depends.
Probably want to see people saying,
I personally don't care about the whole comment thing. It's fun to read the comments. Those are just funny to me. I would be more interested in like what's going on in the actual, like what information is he actually displaying. But I can understand why it would make other people feel like the person was like less credible.
oh my god, yeah, this was so bad. I can't believe people said stuff like this. And why would you not have the comments on? Leave the comments on so that you can get all the support from people.
The two important claims that are addressed from Weegeepie's response is the one with the 17-year-old.
Guys, it wasn't me talking to the 13-year-old. It was my OC, Luigi. Daisy's only 14, I think. I don't know. How old is Daisy from Mark? How old is Daisy from Mark? She's 24 and 5. She's still too old for old Luigi here, am I right, guys?
And the one with a 12-year-old. He starts off with a 17-year-old who he allegedly blackmailed and threatened legal action against.
Jesus
Next up
Christ.
is someone that I actually dated. So this was over a year ago. I met her in February of 2023,
February. Incredible.
and we were just friends at first, and then out of nowhere one
Friends in February.
day she just confesses to me. Just to make it extra clear, we were both 17 at the time. I did turn 18 on the way there, but we're both the same age. I'd like to make it clear that later in the relationship, she started being overly sexual. Like, I did not initiate any sexual conversations.
I don't know if I believe that.
She did. She drew a lot of porn of us, and she sent me a lot of
I mean, I wouldn't really care about that either way, because you guys are both, like, the same age, so.
pictures of her. And then the worst part is she committed revenge. Like, that's a crime. And,
How did she commit revenge porn? I mean, she exposed it? What does that mean?
I didn't do that, and you did. So, good job. I just didn't initiate anything. She did, and now she's acting like the victim.
Okay, I know we just got hit with a quadruple punch combo of clips, but I want to break these down. First of all, no,
I just don't believe any of that. Okay.
this relationship was not this girl exclusively initiating everything. Stop trying to make yourself look like the victim here. You both initiated sexual conversations or sent sexual pictures. Secondly, whilst I do think this explanation of saying that the legal threats were because of her sending revenge is plausible, I'm very doubtful because no evidence is shown to support this at all. The fact that the only screenshots we have are your threats, which do not mention any allegation of revenge, simply just vague threats of illegal actions, that leaves this up in the air. I'm not saying there's no way this is possible, I'm saying there's one side that's come out with actual receipts and proof, and the other side is a history of threatening former partners with legal action in a very similar way to silence them. Weegeepie concludes the responding section of this video by addressing the 13-year-old girl, albeit in very brief detail, and brushing it off as a sort of distraction.
And finally, there's like mentions of a 12-year-old girl, but in the document clearly says she lied about her age. And like, read that part. She lied about her age. That should say enough about it. She told me she was 15, so like I was I was, I don't remember. I was either 16 or 17. I don't really remember because it was a long time ago. But you know.
Well, I mean, if we just saw the messages from before, that was him like, oh my god, I got titties from a fucking child, 12-year-old. Blah, 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 it's so hot. I can't believe she's 12. I'm thinking that might not help your narrative there, buddy buckaroo.
No, again, very tiny age gap. I don't like to date very young people, for sake. I believe she's 15. She looks 15. It's not like I can touch her or
What do you mean by that?
anything. That means when we met, she was like 13, not 12. 13, and it's a 3-year age gap. So instead of being a 1.5-year age gap, it's a 3-year age gap. Big deal.
Okay.
I mean, listen, this is the thing. Like 16 and 19, not really a big deal to me. 13 and 16, that's kind of a big deal to me. You know, as you get younger and younger, I feel like those developmental cycles are so much bigger, you know? Like I'd say the difference between like a 14 and a 16-year-old are much greater than a 16 and an 18-year-old. You know, you do hit your physical maturity at like 15, well not 15, excuse me, 16, 17 years old. Not mental maturity, but like you're still hitting, like, you know, you're slowly getting your maturity level up. So like 13 and 16 is still inappropriate, in my opinion. If it was my kid, I'd have to kick your ass, buddy. That's why I keep like wondering what's going on with these parents, you know? 3-year age gap, about 350.
Okay, well it seems like we have a lot to address here. Just in case you got lost, Weegeepie says that she lied about her age, which is true, but after learning of her age in December, he continued the relationship. Also, I mean, he said she looked 15, which is confirmation that he didn't know what she looked like. His comments about the age gap were just literal lies. Weegeepie's birthday was on April 23rd, 2005, making him 17 by the time this relationship began, and him turning 18 in April 2023. This is just terrible as a response, and it's, as far as I know, the last major response in this video. After this, he just goes at the document creators for a wide variety of things, addressing like racism allegations and closing out the video by saying
Do you mean based allegations or what?
he'll be leaving social media soon. This response is just like a blatant attempt to sweep it under the rug. Since then, even though the pressure has been mounting on him, we haven't heard much from Lucas. In fact, he's actually been deleting his videos.
He deleted
Why would he delete his videos?
50 million's worth of views. Wait, what? Last 20 million
What happened to those videos that he felt the need to delete?
views he's deleted. That's a bit odd, isn't it? Why did he need to delete all these images, all these videos? What has he gotten rid of there? This dude don't move right. This dude ain't moving correctly. There's something wrong here. Something terribly wrong with this guy.
The most we've heard since is just him putting his hands over his ears and ignoring everything, as seen from these rules in his comments.
I guess it works.
Anything like, touching kids, am I right, is disgusting, and insanely disrespectful to real victims of abuse. I do not like kids. Stop believing lies so easily.
I mean, here's my only thing, and I'm gonna be like charitable, right? Like this is almost like a devil's advocate thing. It seemed like, and sorry, I've been a little distracted this video. I've been a little sick. I don't think I said it in the actual video itself, but I just started a new medication, basically Ozempic. It's just a different name, and I overate a little bit, and like I legitimately almost threw up before, and like my stomach hurts. That's why I was standing up and, and trying to get stuff out, and you know, I'm adjusting to a new med, which just started yesterday. But from what I remember, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it seemed like there was one instance of like a very inappropriate age gap, and the other ones didn't seem to have that issue. And so if you wanted to be charitable, again, I'm playing devil's advocate here, you could argue that, like, okay, he was 17 at the time. He thought she was 15, so he developed a relationship with her. Then he found out later that she was actually 13, so he decided, like, oh, well, you know what? I'm already talking to them. I don't care anymore. That's being very charitable, which I guess is slightly different. Oh, fuck, sorry. Then, like, oh, I knew she was 13 at the time. It's still very inappropriate. Sorry.
Whilst the evidence is stacked hugely against Weegeepie, it's unclear whether anything substantial such as legal or police involvement will ever come of it.
No, probably not.
As is usually the case with online grooming, people from around the world can be victimized, making it harder for any sort of action from the authorities. Whilst discussing the situation with one of the people involved, they told me that they went to the police with evidence, and they just said it was, quote, cute hearts, after looking at one page and dismissed it, later kicking this individual out of the police station. I don't want to blunt the accusations being made or create any sympathy. It's clear this guy is a danger to children, but I think Weegeepie
maybe there might be a consistent pattern of being dangerous to children. We'd have to kind of see more, potentially. It's possible.
is a perfect case study for how this stuff comes about, and understanding how these people become what they are helps us prevent a repeat of the same situation. The fact that he was involved to that level of sexual stuff at such a young age, the absolute absence of his parents, and the social isolation that comes with the
Yeah, what's up with his parents? Like, what are they, what that's like a big question I had. What's going on with them?
YouTube career were all perfect to make this seemingly talented kid into a monster. The 13-year-old Weegeepie who was
That's something that, like, I really feel like we skipped over, and obviously I wouldn't have, like, an expectation of, like, a YouTuber really going into detail about it, but, like, where is this guy's parents? like what's going on there? Like where does this behavior start from? Because I would not doubt that it starts from like not having proper boundaries being set or proper guidance in life, which could obviously steamroll into a greater issue if it's left unchecked, you know?
Clipping SMG4 videos at the start of his career is a far cry from the man we see today. But that does not excuse him. It is still his responsibility for what he allegedly did to multiple girls online, from sexting minors and getting news, to explicit threats, blackmail, control, and lies. The fact that a YouTuber with 2 million subscribers and a mostly child-oriented fanbase is doing all this is haunting. And in my opinion, something
Haunting.
needs to be done about it.
I personally think it's Gengaring.
Next time, stay safe
Sorry.
and stay toasty.
All right, yeah, man. You know, fine video. Definitely have a lot of questions. It's almost like an interesting case. I know it sounds fucking weird, but like I'm really curious about what's going on with the parents. You know, this person was very young when they started very inappropriate behavior, and so I wonder how much of this is some kind of like biological predisposition to be attracted to kids, or some kind of behavioral issue where they're not socially taught that, you know, the mentality is just as important as like the physicality. Because like let's say the 13-year-old looked 15, whatever. That doesn't mean that they're mentally mature, but like that again, that's a conversation that usually your parents are going to have, to educate you about like mental maturity. So okay.